Oh, we want to run for like multiple. Oh, that should be okay. Let me know if it's not. Okay, so I'll show you see that. I just. Oh, exciting. Yes. Sign. Okay. I don't see everything. Is that still planned? Okay. No, good for you. I'm excited. Still trying to get ready. Army. All right, see you. Hello, how are you? I'm good. How are you doing? Back to the zombie girl, huh? Oh, good. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, me too.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the annual induction ceremony of the National Honor Society here at Fairfield Area High School. My name is Hayden Sass, a senior here at the high school and president of the National Honor Society. I am so glad that you were all able to join us for such a memorable experience. Tonight, we will be welcoming 41 new members into this prestigious society. This is an extraordinary accomplishment, and I am honored to welcome our new inductees and each of their families. I would like to congratulate the parents and families of these remarkable young individuals. Your unconditional love, guidance, support, and encouragement throughout the years is a big reason why your sons and daughters are here tonight. In addition, I would like to thank our teachers, administrators, and staff for their contributions and steadfast dedication to our students. Most importantly, I would like to congratulate the 41 exceptional inductees being honored tonight. Each of you were selected based on 4 criteria inscribed on the Honor Society emblem. These include character, scholarship, leadership, and service. You excel in academics, but this is only a part of the reason why you are here. You have a fire inside that drives you to give and serve others. I wish you all the best of luck, and I look forward to seeing what you all accomplish over the next several years. Please rise and join me in the pledge of allegiance. The Fairfield High School chapter of the National Honor Society, established in the spring of 1984-85 school year, is the front-runner of organizations that promote appropriate recognition for students who reflect outstanding accomplishments in the areas of scholarship, character, leadership, and community service. Students who have a cumulative grade point average of 3.62 or higher after the second marking period of their sophomore, junior, or senior year are invited to apply for membership. Candidates are required to complete a membership application, including several personal essays, a record of their community service, and 2 letters of recommendation. This application is then reviewed by a faculty committee, who then interviews each applicant. A survey is also conducted among the high school staff, which addresses the candidate's worthiness for membership. A student is never inducted solely on the basis of scholarship. Candidates must exhibit academic achievement, leadership, honorable and admirable character, as well as service that demonstrates that the person is willing to use his or her talents and skills for the improvement of the school and community. Once inducted, members of the Fairfield High School chapter are expected to complete yearly individual service projects, as well as participate in all group activities and service projects. The Fairfield High School National Honor Society is composed of students who value leadership, scholarship, service, and character. We work during the school year to organize fundraisers benefiting various local charities and organizations. In the fall of 2019, we organized the 7th annual Powder Puff football tournament, benefiting the East Coast Exotic Animal Rescue and raised $700. That fall, we also held several events to raise funds to benefit local families in need during the holidays. These events included fashion for faculty and holidays around the world, which helped to educate middle school students about different holiday traditions around the world. Early in the spring of 2020, NHS sold Easter candy in order to raise $1,500 for Bruce Harvest of Fairfield. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, many of our annual events, like our 3v3 basketball tournament to benefit Special Olympics, has been put on hold, but we were still able to give back to our community in several ways over the last year. In the fall of 2020, NHS organized the Bag Bounty food drive throughout the high school to help stock local food pantries and provided gifts for district families at the holidays. In February, we held our door decorating to raise money for a thoughtful family. We held another successful Easter candy sale to benefit Ruth's Harvest, and we are planning another event in May to raise money for a local nonprofit organization. Outside of the club service events, each student completes at least 10 hours of individual community service. Overall, the Fairfield High School National Honor Society exemplifies leadership throughout the school by putting together many fundraisers to serve and benefit organizations in the community around us.
Zach Policio has worked with the National Park Service in the Office of Resource Management for 21 years. Currently, he is the Division Lead for Resource Stewardship and Planning at both Gettysburg National Military Park and Eisenhower National Historic Site, where he oversees and develops preservation programs and planning initiatives for both park units. Collaborative in nature, since his arrival to Gettysburg in 2011, he has been immediately involved in fostering community and partnership relationships and is frequently consulted for working through challenging issues. He has spent the past 7 years as a planning section chief with an NPS Eastern Incident Management team assisting with commemorative planned events and natural disasters at national park units throughout the East Coast, most recently including the 59th presidential inauguration. Zach has instructed and piloted several NPS training courses, including Fundamentals of Resource Management and Cultural Resources for Innovative Leaders. Zach has served in several acting leadership roles across the service, including acting superintendent, deputy superintendent, and acting chief of maintenance. Alethio started his career with an NPS as a Student Conservation Association intern at Craters of the Moon National Monument and Preserve in Idaho. He holds a bachelor's in conservation of natural resources and a master's in environmental biology. His civil service began as a role training instructor with the United States Peace Corps in the Solomon Islands, South Pacific. Zach is an avid nature enthusiast and runner, father of two intensely bright young women, crediting their mother, and in general, an all-around happy guy.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Honey. And thank you, Siri, for inviting me here to Fairfield High School. I've never been here before, so I appreciate the invitation and the opportunity to speak to you today as you are about to embark as members of the National Honor Society. As my bio was read, I work for the National Park Service locally here at Gettysburg National Military Park and Eisenhower National Historic Site, and I oversee a diverse group of people that work in archaeology, biology, the history department, photography, and it provides infinite opportunities for volunteer projects that we can talk about later, or if you're looking for some sort of service project in the future, you'll know where to hit me up and find a local opportunity. You know, when Siri first asked me to participate in tonight's induction ceremony, of the four pillars of the National Honor Society, scholarship, service leadership, and character, service really resonated with me the most. It's the one that I found that I participate most greatly in my everyday life, and I think that I have some relevant information that I can share with you. When I think about community service, I think I've been doing it pretty much my entire life. So I think most of you probably have as well. I mean, how many of you have ever gone to grandma's house with bag weeks? You might not have voluntarily did it, but you were voluntold to do it. This is started community service. You were asked to do something that maybe you weren't particularly aware of what it was going to do for you in the future, but you did that activity. You did this action of helping somebody in need. And as a result, you were potentially rewarded. You were either given maybe some spending money, maybe a special batch of cookies were made for you, but something was given to you as a reward that initiated this action or this reaction that you responded to as, I kind of like that activity. It made me feel good about what I did for someone else. And over time, as you do more of those activities, you find yourself not necessarily doing it for the reward, but for the outcome or the actions of the greater good. So when I think of service in its simplest form, is the action of helping others. I think of service, I think of contributing to the greater good. I think of kindness, I think of giving of your time, giving of the skill set that you have, in some cases giving financial resources that they're available to you to give. Now, as a professional in the National Park Service, where I oversee programs both locally and nationally, there are a lot of characteristics that I look for when I do service projects with people. It's attitude, aptitude, adaptability, and to me the most important one is compassion for what you do. When I think of attitude, I think of what most of us probably think of, having a positive attitude, being someone that you want to be around, someone that's engaging, but at the same time being honest with those that you're working with, not being able to share what you really think to correct a situation is something you need to be willing to step up to do. Aptitude is another issue, or another attribute that I think is important in terms of what is your strength? You'll lead with that strength. What are you good at? And if you don't necessarily know, it's actually okay. You're going to have plenty of time to figure it out, and if you ask somebody that you trust, you'll be surprised they'll be able to point several things that you're really good at. You just might not understand it or know it. Adaptability is key in almost everything that we do, related to service or otherwise. In terms of being flexible, being able to understand that not everything may particularly be the way that you planned it, and then having the resiliency to work through it. And then the last, to me, one of the most important is compassion, the desire to be able to help somebody and wanting to move whatever the project is that you're working forward for the greater good. As was mentioned in the bio, I have collateral duty with the National Park Service in what's called an incident management team. And I'm part of what's called the Eastern Incident Management Team. It spans from Maine to the Caribbean and as far west to the Mississippi River. And the goal of this team is to assist national park units and their staff in times of crisis or in times of planned events. So in times of crisis would be a hurricane, flood, wildfire. A planned event would be the recent operation that we had in the Capitol. Another example that's more local in Pennsylvania would be Flight 93 that happens annually, where we commemorate the crash of terrorism that took place on 9/11. These are activities that I participate in and that my team participates in as well. And what's important about this is, as a collateral duty, I don't have to do it. I do it voluntarily. And what I learned about it is somebody asked me to participate in one of them. It was recently, not recently, but it was the 150th anniversary of the commemoration of Gettysburg. So it was in 2013. We had a group come in, the Eastern Incident Management Team, and they asked me to assist. And I did. I didn't really know what I was going to do. They gave me a job. I did the task. I did it with good attitude. I had skills. I was flexible. And I actually cared about what I was doing. So it was my home unit, and I cared about the park staff that I was working with and the people, the visitors. And it turned out to be an experience that I recognized as something I wanted to continue. And the actual leadership of the team realized I might be a pretty decent team member. So they kept encouraging me to come back. And that's what you're going to find out through your entire life. You'll be encouraged and be asked to do particular things that you may not have thought of otherwise. And I encourage you to take the risk of doing it, whether you think it's good or not. A lot of times you're going to learn something about yourself and your abilities, whether you can or you can't do them. And as I evolved and grew with this team over time, I found that it was something that actually spurred more community service related activities. So we ended up going beyond Gettysburg, of course, and we worked with any major national park that needed assistance. So there's 34 core members in our team, and whether it's a planned event or a disaster like a hurricane, there comes requirements. All of us are voluntarily participating. Excuse me. You don't know how many times I have to speak publicly. I always need to drink water. So, sorry about that. So, there's a battle rhythm to these events. And there's a daily schedule, and as you work through them as a team, you lean on one another when there's times of uncertainty. A great example being Hurricane Maria. I don't know if any of us remember 2013, or actually 2017, Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. I can see some hands out there. Anybody remembers that or not? But it was a pretty intense event in terms of Category 5 hurricane that swept through the islands in the Caribbean. Our team was assigned. We responded in 48 hours. We were the first in-country to land on the airstrip. And I remember when we landed, there wasn't a single leaf left on the trees. There wasn't any electric. There weren't any cell phone towers that were working. And as you think that you're prepared to arrive in a place, participate in helping, helping find park staff, locating resources for people to continue on, you realize that you don't have all the skills. There are no road signs. You have them in Spanish. But at the same time, you adapted and were able to overcome the situation and participate in helping those work groups. I've worked on about 25 planned events, like the presidential inauguration, Statue of Liberty commemoration, and tribal recognition ceremonies. And I've been a member of this team probably for 10 years or more. And it all started really in just doing a simple act of service or helping somebody do something like my neighbor who needed help because she was unable to complete the things that she needed to do. And as I grew in both maturity and experiences, I made decisions to make risks and volunteer with other organizations to places like Ecuador, with Amigos de las Americas. It's a 5-month immersion experience where I lived and volunteered in a small village in the Andes, teaching English and building community gardens and learning about global connectedness. After that, I found greater interest in joining the Peace Corps with the United States Peace Corps. I spent 2 years in Solomon Islands, South Pacific, in what's called a vocational school or forward training center. And we ended up building greenhouses, teaching English as well to 15 to 55-year-olds, but in essence just sharing what American culture is with the islanders of the Solomon Islands. Each one of those service opportunities exposed me to new cultures and different ways of thinking. I learned about my strengths and areas where I need work or improvement. Over time, building my confidence and character. So I challenge you to continue your service. It can be volunteering locally or at large-scale events through a variety of organizations that pique your interests. Be open to options you may not have considered and take risks and evaluate the outcomes. In closing, I'd like to acknowledge and thank the school staff and faculty, parents and caregivers for fostering safe and accepting learning environments and for providing encouragement. And I want to thank the 42 future leaders for your achievements. It's through continued service we build character. It's through service we learn to lead, and it's through those pillars of service, character, and leadership we gain the wisdom to make our world a better place for past and future generations. Continue to do good deeds, lead from your shortcomings, and don't forget to celebrate your personal and collective victories. Thank you.
The membership of the Fairfield High School chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities held in high esteem by the society. The candle that has already been lit represents the society's torch, the symbol of eternal knowledge. The other 4 candles represent scholarship, service, leadership, and character. 4 of our members will review these qualities for the candidates.
Scholarship. The office of the scholar is to cheer, to raise, and to guide men by showing them facts and misappearances. He plies the slow, unhonored, and unpaid task of observation. He is the world's eye. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Character. Talent will get you to the top, but it takes character to keep you there. John Wooden.
Leadership. A leader takes people where they want to go. A great leader takes people where they don't necessarily want to go, but ought to be.
Service. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Winston Churchill.
As members of the Fairfield High School chapter of the National Honor Society, we have pledged to follow these 4 pillars as they guide us to become accomplished and focused young adults. We believe that these 4 pillars work together to support our goals and accomplishments.
Good evening. I'm so glad that we can be here tonight. This is always a special evening, but I think, after the year we've all had, it's extra special all be together for something like this. So I feel so fortunate that we're able to be together tonight to celebrate all these young people and their many accomplishments. We are actually inducting 2 classes of new members this year, because of course at the closing last year, we had many eligible candidates and they were not able to go through the selection process until this past fall. And they have been welcomed into NHS as members. They've been participating in our activities throughout the school year, but tonight is their chance to officially be inducted. So we will first be inducting what I'm calling the class of 2020. So these are inductees that are sitting over on that far side of the auditorium. We'll go through their group first. And then we have our very, very new class of 2021. And those are our inductees that are sitting down here in front. So I will do both groups and one at a time. That way you'll get to see everyone as they come across the stage. So to all of our inductees, I would like to congratulate all of you on your selection for membership into Fairfield High School chapter of National Honor Society. You have accomplished great things to receive this honor. You will continue to do great things as a member of this organization. I look forward to working with all of you in the coming years as we continue to serve our community and grow our character and grow as leaders together. So as I call your name, please come forward and receive your membership certificate and pin. Mary Baker. Eric Ball. Madison Cromwell. Levi Davis. Morgan Denson. Tiffany Ellsworth. Jacob Myers. William Myers. Zachary Oswald. Pete Stadler. Reference page one. Camera one. In addition, the class of 2020 also includes Grant Chesko, Tyler Richardson, and Emerson Fogel. Unfortunately, they could not join us this evening. They are also, we want to also congratulate them on their induction. Have a banner. David Deming. Molly Hess. Natalie Hill. Isaac Lowe. In addition, Joel Miller and Jackson Seaman are part of the class of 2021 inductees also could not be with us this evening.
The candidates will rise and repeat the pledge. I, Kaden Sass, pledge myself to uphold the high purpose of this society for which I have been selected. I pledge myself always to seek the light of truth, to hold scholarly habits, to engage in worthy service, to endeavor intelligently and courageously, and to be a leader in all things that shall advance the welfare of the school. Okay, congratulations on becoming official members of the Fairfield High School chapter.
So while we welcome our new inductees, tonight is also special as we say goodbye to our graduating seniors. Before you know it, graduation will be here, just a couple weeks away. It's hard to imagine, but you guys are so close. So I want to recognize our senior members. I have had the unique experience of knowing many of you guys since you were in ninth grade, and so I feel very fortunate that I've gotten to watch some of you on all 4 years of your journey through high school. I've watched you grow and mature. I've gotten to know you both as students in my class as well as members in NHS. All of you have made a contribution to our organization. All of you have brought something unique and special to what we do. And over the last year, when things have been unusual and we've had to problem solve and troubleshoot and do things in completely new ways, you guys have absolutely risen to the occasion. So I'm really proud of my seniors for being adaptable, being reliable, and continuing to respond and show up and do what we need to do to get through everything and to still give back and make a difference. So I really appreciate everything you guys have given throughout your tenure as a member, but especially in this last year when things were more difficult than ever before. So thank you all for that. I want to honor you guys tonight. I want to recognize all of your hard work, and I want to wish you the best of luck wherever next year takes you, whatever your future holds. I look forward to hearing about everything that comes to you in your future successes and your future plans and goals. And I just want to send you off a lot of thanks and the best wishes that we can all put behind you. So thank you so much. As I call your name, please come forward and you will receive your National Honor Society graduation tassel as well as a small gift. Going back. With flagger. Very Martin. There's also Bryce Schneider and Tyler Richardson, our two other seniors in our organization who could not be here tonight, but we thank them as well for their contributions. Let's just take one more moment to congratulate all of our NHS members, inductees, seniors, everyone for their outstanding efforts and achievements throughout the school year. Thank you again to parents, family members, friends, and teachers for joining us this evening. Without your support and guidance, our students would not be where they are tonight. I appreciate all that you do with your day to help you succeed, and I appreciate you all coming out tonight again to be here together. I'm so proud of all of these young people. I know that you are too, and I just feel very grateful that we have this opportunity to be together and to celebrate everything that they've achieved and everything that lies ahead for them. So thank you very much, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.